eh.
Oo nga.
Sino yung nasa pinakakanan ng poster? Kamukha ni Jojo.
I can't see the poster.
Ay, wala na yung poster.
Wala na,
live na
wala
ba?
na.
Yeah.
All right, we're
Live
live.
na.
This is, what episode is this? I can't see the script. Somebody do the
Spend
intro.
of Tagalog.
Pang 104 ng episode natin to, iba.
What's happening tonight?
Si
Nako,
Jolly mag-i-intro kasi siya magaling mag-English.
Pag-uusapan natin yung ano.
Oh yeah, Jazz, if you get lost in the Tagalog, just remind
That's all
me.
good.
Yeah, respect people. We've got
I'll
imported
try my
guests.
best.
So,
But my
Yung-
best wasn't good
dapat yung
enough.
dapat yung mga magko-comments na viewers natin dapat in English din para maintindihan ng guest natin.
Oo nga naman.
Oy, si Henorio. Nako, Henorio. Iniipon ko na yung mga premyo mo. Isang bagsakan to. Magugulat
Teka,
ka parang
English.
balikbayan box.
English.
Good evening. So magandang ano to, maganda yung ating episode mamaya. Mag-i-English kami lahat. Then pag-uusapan nila Bak at saka kasama natin si Mark sa kanilang Himalayan trip. Ano ba yan? How many days ba yun? Yung ginawa niya?
So
Tagal na
many
wala.
Felt like
All right, episode 104. It's the Himalayan episode. And we just said we're going to do it in English.
But we
Jolly,
did.
why are you keep on doing Tagalog? How shame of you.
Ayun.
Good evening, Real Rider.
To everyone. To
Good
the
evening.
Filipino people.
Good evening, Nico. Isang one of our subscribers of the Real Rider podcast. Oy, si Paolo, andito rin. Motobex, what's up?
Hello.
Oh, Monsit, it's your chance to go to the Himalayan. We will give away a raffle 15% off on the tours. Nax.
Oo. And may raffle tayo later.
Yun nga.
Shirt that Bak wore during the Himalayan trip.
Unwashed.
Hasn't yet?
OBB. Good evening, Real Rider viewers. Ito yung this will be our 104th episode and it will be all in English for the first time. So watch
First
Iba,
time?
Jolly, and me bleed our noses out tonight together with our
Iba,
guest.
Jolly, and me. You forgot someone, Jolly.
Sabi ko ba si Iba, Jolly, and the Iba Buck and me. Yon.
Jazz,
Always
this shows you
including
we've done
me.
104 episodes and we still kind of suck.
Yeah. Apparently people like this format. Oh, we have special guests tonight. We have 3 guests tonight na yung si Gino Rufino will be late because he's busy with with his job. So right now we have Mark Sung and Jazz. Mark's already been a tunay na rider veteran here in our show. So we need to introduce Jazz. So I'm actually asking Buck on what's your title. he told me to intro you as the Prime Minister of Colloquial Moto Tours. Is that is this accurate, Jazz?
Yeah, somewhat. What happened to the Kuya Just Boodle?
Yeah.
Kuya Jazz Budol.
Budol ni Kuya Just, part
Yeah.
1.
So I'm actually a founder of the company CoLocal, and before I started this, I was more into travel expert. So yeah, you can say that more like a startup company, and then eventually a co-founder, and then writer as well. Yeah.
From what I understood, you were with their the latest Himalayan trip. You were their
Yeah.
guide.
He's the
Yes.
one who organized everything.
Ah, okay, okay, okay.
So
So the Kuya Jazz
all the
Budol.
riders will not go die.
And in Gino's,
It's his job
Gino's
to
words,
keep us alive.
grabe, this is the ultimate budol. G- as per Gino Rufino.
Mark,
Never
comment
trust
section
Mark Song.
from Monzit. Mark has
Okay.
found a bigger international budol than he is.
I think we should start a Boodle certification.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think meron tayong we have a video prepared to introduce
What
introduce Jazz.
is colloquial is all about.
Yon.
So,
Alright.
when we started this company, we were looking for a name that reflects what we are trying to do, and we started as a motor tour company. It was started with a friend before, but then eventually I'm the one who's handling it. And then we were looking for offbeat location, places which people have not seen before or not much ventured into. So the idea was to connect with locals. That was the name initially formed, and then we made it a short form into co-local. The initial idea was, yeah.
It's
So
colloquial.
yeah, so the local was supposed to be actually LOCAL, but we just couldn't get it for the website. So we searched for other names, and then we came up with LOKAL.
Okay.
Okay. To better introduce Colloquial Motor Tours, I think we should play the video.
Play the video.
Okay.
Yes.
Yun. So, tayo before we start asking Jazz more questions, we should remind our viewers na tuloy ba yung yung raffle natin back yung t-shirt. Seryoso ba yun?
Oo naman.
Ayun. Meron tayong papamigay na t-shirt sa mga nanonood.
Medium yun ah.
So pag medium size
If
t-shirt.
it doesn't fit you, it's your fault.
And I think we're raffling off yung 15% the discount, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
From the
So
you can join the colloquial tours but with 15% off in rupees.
yun. Simple lang. Sumali sa question. If you want to join the raffle, leave a comment in the comment section dun sa Facebook and or YouTube and answer the question na gusto mo ba mag-ride sa Himalayas? Why? And you might just win a 15% discount or box
T-shirt ni
t-shirt
Bak na hindi pa nilalaban.
na gamit. All right. Now, let's go back to our guest, Jazz. How did you get into motorcycles?
Well, before 2005, I didn't have one. I was not into biking at all, and I was working in an IT company. And all I wanted to do on a Saturday and Sunday is just sleep off. But one of my friend bought a bike, and he just keep persuading me to just go for a ride with him as a pillion rider, not even as the main rider. So I did that, but halfway through, I did try the bike, and somehow I liked it. And then eventually, for the next 1 year, I didn't have a bike, so I just kept asking him for his bike for every ride that I'll go for. And that's
Mhm.
how I slowly got into biking. And then eventually I got my first bike, which not even available anymore. It was a Hero Honda Passion, a 110 cc 10 bhp bike. That was my first one in 2005. So yeah, from there I slowly got into the biking.
Mm. So, uh, it was in 2005 that you started with small displacement bikes, right?
Yeah, that was my
So,
first bike ever. Yeah.
so from there, how did the local motor tour start? I mean, how many years were you riding before you started this tour
Before I
thing?
actually took it really seriously, it's almost 7 years or 8 years, I would say. So, just like any other rider, I loved riding, but then I just couldn't figure out the way to turn it into a business model. That was the
Mhm.
biggest issue. And at the same time, I had bills to pay. So I was working in IT 9 to 5. Then eventually, I was given an opportunity to change the job, but there was a gap of 6 months. So I took that 6 months and went for a really long ride for almost 3 months. I was riding around India, and that's when I did the Himalayas for the first time, and I've totally fell in love with it. It's like you get that epiphany when you do
Mhm.
something and you know that this is it. This is what you want to do for the rest of your life. But even then, I still joined the company and worked there for another 3 years before giving up everything and then starting my own company.
Mm. Ito, Local Motor Tours also offers other um, tour routes, right? Not just the Himalayas.
Yeah, so Himalayan belt is a huge range. It covers almost the whole top section of India, Nepal, Pakistan, Bhutan. So we have four different routes within the Himalayan section. One of them Buck and Mark has done, which is the Zanskar. And then we have one more route, which is done towards the Thar Desert, which is between India and Pakistan. There's a huge desert. It's called Thar Desert. We do
Mhm.
these rides in winter section when the whole Himalayan section is closed up. So during the winters, we'll do two rides for the Thar area, which takes around 8 to 10 days to do it as well.
Oh, so Buck and Mark has to go back
Yeah,
to
yeah, has to go back. Yes.
complete the entire Himalayas.
Yeah.
Ano yan, September?
If I
Yeah, September, October. We start this
actually,
in October.
when you were ending the trip, I asked Jazz, "Is there a group arriving
You
before we
know,
leave?
Jolly.
I
My
might
Mm.
extend
and
and
my
do it again."
interest.
Yeah, I know. I know you can come again. No problem.
Yeah,
Anytime.
yeah.
Ano
Ano
yung
yan,
iba?
Iba?
No, no,
Hanggang si
Jolly,
iba.
you're the only one in this Zoom call who hasn't ridden in the Himalayas in the stream.
Ooh.
Mm. Ah, ano ba?
Bak,
Ano?
Ah,
iba tanay nga, di sumisipot si Jolly eh.
Yeah, that's my
So you
dilemma in
gotta do
life,
it, Jolly. Hindi ka tunay na rider kung hindi ka nag-Himalayan ride.
Ayun, alam ko na. Punta kayo sa ano, sino ba yung mga nakikinig ng mga sponsor dyan? Sponsor nyo naman yung Tunay na Rider Podcast para may pampunta si Jolly sa Himalayas.
Well,
So, ano ulit yung ano, you were telling us about how did the local motor tours name came about?
Yeah. Yes.
The mm,
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. So eventually, I think around 2017 is when we actually started it seriously. So
mm,
that's when I left the. I think I left the company by 2015, and for first 1 year, I didn't get any trip. Like I really
oh,
promoted, but I didn't get anything out of it. But still, I kept going on, and from 2017, I slowly started getting more clients, international clients as well, from Middle Eastern countries, and yeah, that's how we started it.
Mm. So of all the, I'm pretty sure like India has a lot of places that are that has good view or are bike friendly. So why did you choose the Himalayas of all the places to ride?
You have to ride it to know it. It's hard to explain.
It's
So,
true, Jolly.
yeah, it's see, every place, it's called tourist destination for a reason. It's in the name. You have spots to see. There are tourist spots which you see whenever you go any country or any place. But Himalayas, if you do a ride, there's nothing specific to see there. It's all about the ride. It's all about that feeling that you get going from point A to point B. It's not about the destination at all. And that somehow transcends so well into the bikers community. It is known as the mecca of riders in India. Like almost every rider, when he buys a new bike, definitely goes to Himalayas. It's like a thing you have to do. So
Mm.
yeah, so that's why, like, you do it once, you will know, like, it's totally different from whatever else you have ever done.
We
Mm.
also have like that here in Philippines. It's called Antipolo. It's only 20 kilometers, but Jolly haven't been there.
I, I haven't been there with Mark and Buck because of boodle reasons.
But Jolly, we were saying that after the Himalayan ride, it kind of ruins all the other rides ever. Parang like after this, what can we do that's more than this? I can't imagine something more. We were thinking
Yes.
of destinations. That's the only downside. It kind of like I've been wanting to ride here and I can't get myself to ride because where do I go after a trip like that? No, so it
Mm.
kind of ruins yeah. Yeah,
Alam mo,
there.
Oh,
Vince is saying riders bucket list.
let's show
Yes.
the another video that just prepared. It's a like snippets of the videos that
Ensadala.
we rode with the other guys.
Take a train ride just to see you. Ride for hours just to please you. You don't know how much I need you. 'Cause you're my home away from home away from being alone.
mm,
Oh, wala si iba.
wala si iba. Uy, actually, what Mark said, going back to what Mark said, no, yung parang it's hard to describe, at saka yung the fact that it ruined every other riding destination for him. Kwento naman kayo. Parang, ano ba yung pinuntahan nyo? Hindi namin alam eh.
Oh, yun nga sasabihin namin eh.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's
so,
after every photo you take, every video, you always we were telling each other, "Man, you can't do justice to what it looks like." It was like we were in one country, but it was like in several days, the temperature changed, the culture changed, the language changed, religion changed. It felt like we were going through different countries. And we're only talking about 250-kilometer dirt dirt road trips. And it's almost like you're in a different country altogether. And yun nga, it's unexplainable unless you do it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Phone question from Lucky.
Mhm.
Did you guys bring back salt?
We were all struggling with weight limits. So since everyone brought gear, we there was I think people paid around $500 worth of excess
Extra
weight
baggage.
already. Wala. So shopping was very limited.
So,
speaking of the
oh,
excess weight, no. Uh, ano ba yung mga kailangan? No? What gear, what items do you need to prepare for going on a trip like that?
actually, there's a lot of gear that you can rent in India, but if you have gears that you want to use personally, bring everything from the boots to the helmet to the jacket and all, everything. So it's like almost 20 kilos of gear
Mm.
alone.
Yeah, Jazz, what do you recommend for first timers? What to bring normally?
Yeah, I mean, you can get everything. That he's right. Buck is right. Everything is available for rental in Himalayas. But after COVID, we don't recommend anyone. It's better you bring your own stuff. So yeah, everything. You need the jackets. You need the inner liners, which is very important. Some of the riders I had before, they will bring those regular normal jackets with no liners, and it's just not comfortable. And then you need proper boots, waterproof boots, though there's not much. But if it rains, or if there's a probably a glacier which is melting, that will form a rivulet across the road, and then you have a problem. So yeah, the boots, the gears, then the helmets, the gloves. Always carry an extra pair of gloves, an extra pair of socks, the warming socks, the thick ones. And the most important thing is take 1 day rest completely. This is something that most of the people do not understand when they come to Himalayas for the first time, because unlike any other place in the world, the oxygen level in Himalayas is almost at 60% compared to normal sea level. So as soon as you're up there, you will start hallucinating, you will have headaches, you will probably start to vomit as well, which is very common if you're not taking proper rest and not drinking enough water.
There was a
Also,
And of
statistic
course,
you said, Jazz. How many people died in the last few months because they didn't?
Last 3 months, 7 people have died just because of this.
Because of the
is that
altitude
why it's only
differential.
Buck and Mark here now?
yeah.
And is that why Mark Nelson isn't here? Did you leave him in the
No, no,
Himalayas?
no, Iba. I think Buck and Mark ran out of food, so they had to eat Gino.
And they ate Gino. No, that's a snack.
Mark,
Gino wouldn't make
Gino's
a
a
good
snack.
meal. It's like
No,
I
bitin
think
ka. You're not. It's not worth
Lang si
eating.
Gino,
Mark
train makes
Nelson
it so
is
small.
more
Eh?
delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why you say Mark is on a boat somewhere, but the reality is you left his bones there and he's in your belly.
God.
No, but
God.
decathlon is your friend. If you're gonna travel to
Yes.
Himalayas, get merino
Yeah.
wool socks, and of course, if you're
You need
traveling in
Yes.
a
cargo.
pack,
You
So
you
Vince
always
is
gotta
need
bring a
our
cardo.
cargo.
cardo importer and dealer, Jazz. Yes. We have to bring the cardo.
Yep, yep.
Because if there's no
Vince.
cardo, there is no friendship.
So
Well,
to be a
ac-
two-liner rider, you need a cardo and you need to have ridden in the Himalayas. That's a high bar.
pero actually that's a problem lalo na kung like if like a normal Filipino rider would plan to go to the Himalayas. Uh, we're not used to that weather eh. Yung dry tas biglang wet then the cold. It's really hard to find cold weather gear here in the Philippines in the first place.
No, in
Decathlon, man.
Decathlon,
Decathlon's the
there's
way to
a
go.
lot, and it's very cheap because no one buys it.
Yep, yep. It's always on sale in Decathlon.
Yeah. But after the trip, actually, it made me reassess all my gear, what worked, what didn't work. I used a lot of
What didn't work,
speedy
Mark?
equipment. Uh, Actually, everything worked naman. I had the Gore-Tex out because of the speedy pants that I have, the liners inside. It's hard to take it on and off. I used a non-Gore-Tex liner. Wow, I was soaking wet. I was sweating so much pala in the cold. So good thing I brought the next day. I used a Gore-Tex liner. Then I wasn't as imagine it's cold, so you forget to drink and you don't realize you're sweating so much because it's so cold.
Mm-hmm.
When I touched my pants under my rain gear, wow, I was soaking wet, pala. it's different. The climate was up and down, and we also made the mistake of good thing about going with a guide like Jas. No, we went to a place and we hung out a little too long in the highest altitude, and it really made a difference staying there. I think, Jas, how high is it compared to like base camp of Everest?
I think base camp is around 17,500, but where we stopped was 16,800.
Yeah.
Lapit na.
So we
I
stopped.
heard
We got
Buck.
there. Yeah.
I heard Buck brought a lot of Viagra.
Cake
That,
cut.
that's separate reason.
Oh, no, really, but seriously, what's the logic around that, Buck?
But Jas was
I
great.
refuse. I
He
refuse
brought
to
our
answer that
own.
one.
Oh my.
No, but Jas gave us anti altitude sickness pills that we took earlier. When we first arrived, John Monreal was the Boy Scout. He had the whole drugstore with him, and he had an oxygen meter. When we first got there, my oxygen was 77%.
Baba.
Yeah, super low. I think, Jas, what's the best oxygen? 90%?
Yeah, I mean, on sea level, it should be 98. But in Himalayas, the best you can get is probably 90, 89, 90% is like the best you can get.
Mm, okay. So, ano yung tawag dito? Sino nagtanong nito? Henorio, one of our viewers, was asking nga, yung, I think he's saying like, is the Himalayan ride like the Mount Everest for the motorcycle world?
That is true. That is very true. It is. Because as far as riding is concerned, you only have road connectivity in India or in Nepal. And between these two countries, India has a better road network. So, yeah, it is the Mount Everest for the motor world in India, the Himalayan section of India.
Mm. Actually, we already talked about the gears and what to bring, but let's talk about the bikes naman. Um, I mean, Jas, what are the bikes that you're using in that trip?
In the trip, we were using the new Scrams 411 by Royal Enfield,
Mhm.
and as well as the Himas. They were the two Himas, I guess. Both the marks had one each.
I think
So
Bianca, we can show the pictures that I sent
okay, yeah,
you. Uh,
okay,
while we're talking about it.
sure.
It was a
Uh,
really pleasant surprise. We were all surprised that we had brand new motorcycles, which was a really good treat.
Mm. So, yan yung these pictures were taken at the start of the trip?
Yeah, so these pictures are from the Leh hotel. Leh is the main town where you will fly from Delhi. You have to fly from Delhi all the way to Leh and then start the ride. So this is like the main city in Himalayas, and this was the
Mhm.
It's the
hotel where we
start of the
stayed.
trip because everyone's still smiling.
Yes, yes, that's true.
That's how any ride with Mark Song starts.
so this is
Yeah.
the bikes, the new Himalayan Scram
Scram
411.
411. Yes.
Yeah,
Mm.
surprisingly, the seats are very comfortable.
Yeah, these bikes are like almost exactly like a Himas, but they are a little stripped off.
Mhm.
The ground clearance is 200 mm for the Scrams, and it's 220 for the Himas. And the front wheel is 19-inch in the Scram, while it's 21-inch in the Himas. And of course, they don't have much to attach the rear panniers with the Scrams. You can do that with the Himas. And of course, the
Mm.
most important thing is the ABS. You can turn it off in a new BS6 version of the Himas, but you can't do anything with the Scrams.
Okay.
John has a good
So,
question. He's asking, can carb bikes survive the route? What's better, EFI or carb
I
for
would
that kind
say,
of
I mean, I
altitude?
personally prefer a carb because I can change the settings as I wish. But the new BS6 are pretty good. You don't have to touch them. So I would say EFI. Right now, the latest EFIs are doing much better job.
mm. Actually nga, that's a good question nga, no? Kasi, I mean, dito sa atin, look, some carbon bikes already throw fits in the altitude changes. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be more drastic when you go to the Himalayas with that. Pero, Jazz, of all the bikes that are available, why go for the Royal Enfields?
So,
Oh, I have a very good explanation for that. After
okay.
Just explains.
No, no, you explain first. I'll see what you want to say.
Okay, but
Yeah,
there's a very good law. I don't know if it's good or bad, but for me, it's very desirable. In India, you can only buy imported bikes in India, but you will have to pay 200% tax.
that's correct.
So they
Mm.
prefer to buy the Himalayans because it's produced locally. So if you support the local production and you buy your own products, your economy will flourish. Nax. So
Yeah,
I think that's the main reason.
yeah, of course, that's like the main reason why we use HEMA. Secondly, as he said, as far as the Indian bikes are concerned, HEMA is the only one which you can consider good for mountain rides. We have Triumphs, but then again, it's a imported bike. We do have the Tenere 700 coming up, again imported bike, and from a rental perspective, they are very expensive. So even the rental companies don't want to buy them and rent them out. Royal Enfield, on the other hand, costs one third the price. It's very easy to fix, and most importantly, everything from top to bottom is made up of metal. Like even the tank is solid, so you can drop the bike, no problem.
Mm.
I also think from a rental point of view, the Himalayan is the safest motorcycle because it's so slow. It keeps you out of trouble. It's
Yes.
it's
Uh,
so slow, but it's a good thing, huh? Because you could really get into trouble.
and
Um,
surprisingly,
But
someone gets into trouble even if it's so slow.
yeah.
There was a news that
Who is that someone?
uh there's another guy that we saw in the airport. He has a cast. His arm was cast
Okay.
because
Okay.
there's a news that someone total wreck a bike
Okay. Yes. Yeah, we
that
actually
Okay,
day.
saw that.
before.
I was in the showroom to give the bikes to cross check the bikes, and there was the total wreck, new Himalayan, like brand new without even a number plate, completely wrecked.
Oh,
Ouch.
and Iba, you pay for your own damage, huh? Any
Yeah.
damage on the bike, you pay for. So that's another
So
reason why
who among
200,000
okay,
Himalayan. Who am yeah.
Mark, Buck, who among you
Oh,
guys had to pay the most for damage?
okay. There's a TV show that will coming out. you
Yeah.
Wasn't
you
me.
should tune in soon so you would know.
All right, all right. And I have
Because
an
someone had
we
I
to
don't
think
we
replace.
don't want to preempt their TV program, so
Yeah.
all right,
Because
all
let's
right.
someone
So
find
had
this
to
out.
TV
replace.
show,
Someone had to replace a significant portion of the motorcycle.
and I guess it's gonna be in Mark Nelson and Gino's upcoming TV show.
Yes,
Yup.
most
Yes.
And
likely.
we'll,
Yeah.
all right. So it's a 50-50 guess, I get. Right.
So it's either
All
Mark
right.
or Gino.
I have a question for you, Buck and Mark. You guys don't have Royal Enfields here in the Philippines. You have KTM's, BMWs, Japanese bikes. If you had a choice of any bike to take on this ride, and tax and local and the cost wasn't an issue, what bikes would you have taken?
GS 1250 Adventure.
Why?
Ako, go.
Because I'm so used to it. I just know the bike so well already. But tying your shoelaces, you have a hard time. Picking up the GS, you'd need like three people probably to help you if you dropped it. That's the only downside. But every time we were all missing our bikes at home. Parang Gino was missing his tenere. Buck was missing his. And then Buck naman his KTM never runs so it's ganun yun. Yeah. Buck, ikaw.
What about you, Buck?
I think I'll go for the RE.
Huh?
Why?
There's lots of spare parts.
Mm.
If something
Yeah.
happens, there's available spare parts.
Hmm. Well, actually,
You
yung tanong
It's not
ni
about
Vince.
because the tour. Let me interrupt you guys. Because the tour is not about being the first to finish or being the fastest on that route. It's about enjoying the scenes with your friends and fellow riders. So there's nothing to prove anything which bike is best. The best bike you will have is the one you have.
Amen.
Agree. That's deep. No, I agree.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's all about the experience.
I have a newfound respect for the Royal Enfield. But I want to ask Jazz actually. Jazz, other than the Royal Enfield, what would your dream bike be to take?
Definitely the Tenere 700. That's
Go
easy.
go to Philippines. You have this
Oh, I know.
measured. It's on
Preparing it for
delivery
you.
na.
Yeah, it's the weight of the. I think that the size wise, it's almost similar. The weight is same. I think Hima's is 195, Tenere is 220, but the engine is double the size and power is double. So that's like the perfect bike for that trip.
Hmm.
Are there any plans of new motorcycles in the route?
We already are working on few more within the Himalayas, which will be open
Okay.
next year. And yeah, and for December and the whole winter season, we'll be doing the Rajasthan trip, which is the desert section of India.
Mm,
Mm.
That's
Okay.
okay.
interesting.
How about you, Jazz? Kasi Buck and Mark were sharing their Himalayan adventure. How about you? Parang what is your best ride story?
Uh, all of my rides, I totally love them. But if I have to pick one, I would go with my first ride ever, which was like way back in 2008 with my bike. And this is like at the time when internet is not that great in India. And me and my friend, we decided to do Nepal from India for 20
Mhm.
days. And since the internet is not good, I have to literally make the whole map on a piece of paper before we start.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean that has to be. It's not the best ride. It was like all on straight roads, but it is the most memorable one for me because it's my first one.
What bike were you using back then?
That time I was using a 2001 model Royal Enfield 350cc, and these
Mhm.
ones are not the ones which you see now. They are not the classic ones that you see. The whole engine is made up of cast iron, so the weight of the bike is, yeah, the weight of the bike is somewhere around 385 kgs.
It's like driving a Caterpillar heavy equipment.
Exactly, it's like a heavy caterpillar. It was like 14 bhp bike and 380 kgs, very heavy. If it falls, you need three people to pick it up. Yeah, so
Mm. Oh, phone question from Vince Tagle. How's the food? Where do you guys eat?
Next question.
Me, Vince, I really enjoyed the food because I like spicy
Yeah.
food.
Actually,
Yeah,
we miss the
we
spicy
miss
food, the
Indian.
masala, the everyday egg masala.
Yeah. Uh, we'd stop at some places that had decent Jas was a very good guide. He brought us to places where with nice restaurants with and there were actually western food options which our Amboy friends really enjoyed. Yeah. Um but there were certain sections that the only thing you can eat in 250 kilometers were instant noodles and they call the instant noodles Maggie.
Maggie, yeah.
Maggie. Yeah, like the way we call Kleenex tissue is Kleenex. They call any instant noodle is called Maggie, and that's all you eat. Maggie and egg. That was cool.
So
Mm.
I assume Gino and Mark Nelson were heavy into intermittent fasting during the trip.
No.
I don't think you can intermittent fast.
No.
Nag-ano.
I think yeah. I think at the start Mark was intermittent fasting, but eventually everyone ate normally.
Online si Knoxville, oh. Join us here.
Sino Knoxville?
Si John Monreal.
Ah, kasama niyo ba
Uh,
yun?
one of the founding members of Sunnyside Up Group Riders.
A resident drugstore, sunny side up. But there are not also Vince. It's a lot of vegetarian food. There were sections talaga that you really have to go out of your way to find meat.
And there's days that you cannot buy meat even there is because of religious
Oh.
reasons.
Yeah. So
Mm.
in Buddhist culture, every month, I'm not sure what dates, but 3 times or 4 times a month, there'll be days when you don't get any non-veg in any place in Himalayas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Worth
all the
worth
food that you
saying.
guys were eating, baon.
No, we eat
No,
local.
you stop
Ah,
and you
okay.
eat.
We don't baon.
Okay.
I
Ano
think
yun?
no, just we're the first group to do this route, no, with you.
That's correct. Because we just did the like the the planning of the route was done last year in October, and this was the first time I opened up for anyone.
Hmm.
So yeah, you guys are the first one to do it.
Yeah,
So if you're an off-road guy who wants to do more off-road, this is the route.
This is the route.
So
yeah.
there's also other routes for the more road-oriented
Yes, yes. The
rides.
other route is more destination oriented. So the other one we go through the most like the highest pass, which is actually all paved road, so it's easy to reach. It's around 18,500 feet, and it's near Leh. It's around 60 kilometers from Leh town, and then we go to another point which is highest desert in the world with double hump camels.
Devil hump
Wow.
camels.
Double hump
Double
camels,
Uh,
yeah.
so
Double, yeah. Double hump camels. And then there's a lake nearby, which is called a Pangong Lake, which is half in China and half in India. So this is more destination oriented ride compared to what we did.
so who decided to
Someone,
go more off road? Was it Mark and Buck?
I think it's Jazz. That's
No,
why we
I
call
did
him
Or
not do
the
that
Budol.
route. Yeah. So yeah, this
Ooh.
is the highest desert in the world, and these are double hump camels.
Wow.
Hindi ba yun ano? Yung mga dumudura sa'yo?
Yeah, this is called a Nubra Valley. So this is a desert within the valley.
Wow.
So wait, this desert part, uh ano yan? Is
Desert.
like the altitude is low or is the
No,
climate hot?
you're still around 11,500 feet at this level. So it's extremely
Mm.
cold, but it's a desert.
Kasi hindi nga parang it's deceptive on the pictures kasi it looks dry and arid. It looks like a desert, but it doesn't look
Yes.
cold.
It actually even snowed.
Yeah. So this shot is actually
Oh,
the
okay.
Padum town where Mark we stayed. This was
Mm,
taken before the last ride, so I took this shot last time when I was there. So
nice.
our hotel is somewhere there. It's a really small town, so you can't see much from here.
Mm.
Yeah.
we've got a
Even
lot of people who want to join. So I think we should organize a 2-9 rider part 2.
Himalayan ride.
I would do it
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
And in a heartbeat, I do it again.
So
Yeah.
Vince Tagley is asking how much it costs to do that trip.
So for Zanskar, so the trip starts around $1,100 per person for a group of 10 people. And
Hmm.
then the costing completely depends on what kind of bikes I'm providing and what kind of
Hmm.
accommodation is being provided and what kind of backup is being provided. So yeah, the pricing starts at 1,100. It can go up to 2,600 for a group of 10
I'm
people.
in. I'm in.
Yeah.
So Vince,
We, yeah.
Mark,
Sold.
let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, game.
Yes,
I'm
Jolly.
asking already
Jolly has
October.
to be there.
So the previous shot is actually from Rajasthan, near the desert town. This was done in 2019. So see, these bikes are different. We don't get Himalayas there. So most of them are 350 cc's. Just one Himalayan only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is that Revilson?
Oh, that's Roe Wilson. That's Victor. In the
Oh, okay.
middle, that's Victor. Yeah. And then this Mark. And then there is Sid Maderazo.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, direct.
This was early in the trip probably because everyone again still smiling, huh?
Yeah, this is 2019.
So Jazz, I was explaining to Jasmine there are two kinds of budol. There's intentional budol and then there's unintentional budol. So we had a
Mark does
few
both of them.
we had a few unintentional budol. Yeah, yeah, that's really really
Oh,
good.
wait, we've got
Also,
we've got three people who's gonna join. Che Manulo, Mark Macaulay, Vince Tagle, Mark Sung is
yeah,
gonna join again.
I'll join
So
again.
we're halfway there. And
I will
Jolly, of
join if
course.
it's a Tunay Rider episode.
Wait, ano yung ano? Ito yung may magandang tanong si Hinorio, no? How about security?
I never felt unsafe.
Okay.
It's
Never. Yeah,
everybody is a Buddhist, so they believe in karma. That's why nobody do bad things.
I never felt at any point unsafe.
Oh,
Mm.
there's one point in, I think it's Padum, that the people was too friendly. They invited me in a wedding.
What? Really?
they,
Uh,
they
Yeah.
offered me pictures of beer. And I got lost in the middle of the night.
yeah. So Buck got married that last trip. He married
A local.
yeah, local. So we look forward to being Ninong in a few months. I'm kidding.
Direct Bing Bassett is in also. I think we've got a
Yeah,
group of 10.
yeah. I actually think the smaller the group, the better. But if all riders are up to a certain level of experience, big groups, no problem.
Yeah.
13 riders and I would suggest to prepare before leaving Manila. Do a long ride that's kind of off-roadish just to so you don't get shocked because it's like a never-ending road.
So
Especially
Mark,
the second day, the
Buck,
third day.
how
Yeah.
how did
Yeah. What's
Mark,
that?
Buck, how did you guys prepare?
Uh, I
And
didn't.
we were unprepared. That's
Unprepared.
why we were
But
so shocked.
yeah, yeah. No naman, no naman. I
No,
think we found it a little easy because we just did the 90-kilometer hard off-road ride. But it's if I could do it again, I would have exercised. But because I suddenly left for another country before this trip, so I wasn't able to prepare. So I would exercise more if
yeah.
I were to do it
So
again.
endurance is really important.
Endurance, yeah.
It is. Proper nutrition, nice sleeping habit, and also never forget to get a cardo
Yeah.
Yes.
available in Ride Manila.
Yeah.
Oh, si Vince may sinasabi. Ano? Sasama sana ako kila Bak pero bawal pangit.
Okay lang,
Kailangan
Vince.
na namin ng
Hindi.
Importante, Micardo.
Vince, kasama ka dun. Kasama ka dun. Yung mga pangit yung mga hindi pwede sama.
No. So Vince is saying that he'd join, but no ugly people. Vince, when you join us, you can take the pictures.
I think Vince, there's an option for a GS 310. I think there might be an
And
option
ano,
soon.
and also KTM 390.
ATM 390 Adventure.
Ooh.
Doon ako sa 390.
Yeah.
Akala ko ba ayaw mo ng KTM?
Sa'yo.
Cardio.
You see, you have to get sleep whenever you can because sleeping absorbs energy.
Buti na lang make
But
you have a cardo. That's why you can sleep.
Yeah, look, every time I get a opportunity to sleep, I get sleep.
Gabi, it's a skill. He has a skill. He'll eat and then in 1 minute he's sleeping in the restaurant anywhere. Galing. It's
That's a great skill to have. I wish I had that skill.
and Jazz also has for this trip. The permutation we had, I think we were around $1,400. We had backup vehicles.
Yes.
We had two backup vehicles that were really impressive. Really, really impressive.
Ito, I'm pretty sure yung picture na to was at the start of your trip kasi
Yeah, this is
you
the
you guys
start
were
of
still
that
smiling.
long ride that we did.
Uh, you guys look so happy here.
Yeah, so this was the day when we were supposed to do this ride in 9 hours, but it took us 12 hours. Yeah, 12 hours exactly to finish it of 250 kilometers.
Mm. And
I
Gino's still
think this
here.
is Photoshop.
Mark and Buck hasn't ate him yet.
I think it's a misnomer that things are easy so you can be happy. I think things have to be very challenging, enough to push you so that you'll be happy. I think, that here they're just chillaxed, but I think afterwards, after this epic ride, is when they were really, truly happy.
On
Yeah.
every picture you will see us smiling because the view is
Yeah, see
very
that?
Well,
good.
that's
I'll
is
just
that your
take that
backup
photo.
vehicle?
No.
That was just a JCB parked there, clearing the road. So
We had an Innova and a Mahindra pickup. So at
pickup,
any
yeah.
point, if there's a problem, uh, the pickup you can load the motorcycle and the rider can become a passenger in the Innova or the pickup,
If
just in
something
case.
Did
happens.
that happen anytime?
No.
No.
Yan.
So we're just comparing our abs because my abs is hidden. I have more bigger abs, but it's hidden under the fats. Oh, there's two pangit filming.
You know.
Oh, that's me peeing by
Yeah.
a glacier.
By the glacier, yes.
So,
Ang ganda ng
what's
view
it
mo
what's it
habang
like?
umihi.
Serious question. What's it like peeing in that temperature?
The only challenge on that iba because you have to look where the winds goes.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be against the
Yes.
wind
Down
Is this something
downwind
you
tapos.
learned
The
from
through
hard way.
experience?
experience.
Uh,
Maybe
Yeah,
that's why
yeah.
your pants were wet, Mark.
yeah, maybe. Maybe.
That wasn't sweat. Ganda. The views are
Yeah. And again, though, you can't
It's
capture it with any
we
camera.
also we cannot explain You have to
Yeah.
be there.
Yeah.
But that's why even now we cannot words cannot be compared.
kaya daw may dala tama si Vince Iba. Kaya may dalang that's why Buck brings Viagra. So it's gonna help him
Find
yeah.
find and
When
allow
when
me to
when
pee.
when he needs to
Finding
pee,
Nemo.
he needs to pee.
But just safety wise, how many over the years have you had bad accidents or?
I mean, in Leh there had been many, but luckily for my group, none till date.
Oh, great.
So because
Because
even before you guys, what we normally do is there's a leader and there's a sweeper, and we make sure that everyone else stays in between. So it's the leader who sets the pace, and we make sure it's
Mhm.
not too fast. So that's how we keep everybody in the line. So yeah, luckily nothing happened till date.
it's all
Okay.
about good logistics, and Jazz is an expert on that one.
Yes.
Thank
Mhm.
you. This is
That's my summer
So
outfit.
yeah. So Jazz was telling us we're staying in camps, but for me, for the amount of money we paid versus the the hotels, it was very value for money. Don't expect anything 5 star though. But for a camp, to be called a camp, it's already of a great level of comfort already. But they call it camps, but it's like a hotel naman talaga.
yeah.
There's only in India you can see two moons.
Ano yan, Tatooine?
That's
And some
some
riders.
random rider.
Yeah.
There's a two full moons in India for some reason.
Where is
So
Gino?
I have a question, Buck. You were saying that you needed to share body heat.
Ask John Knoxville. He's my roommate.
Drawing ng bahay sa bato.
So this is
Yeah.
the last. I think the last day.
Yeah, this is the last day, just before reaching Laytown.
Yeah, and it's full moon.
Yeah.
Oo nga, no?
That's the sunset and the full moon. It's very dramatic at that time. It's like everybody don't want to end the trip.
Mm.
So let's na lang. Let's show the last video. Then let's
Yep.
proceed to
The
the
raffle.
raffle.
Sige.
Okay.
I'm the clear water, and he's the muddy one. He's dirty. It's dirty.
Epic, man. I'm so envious.
No, it's don't be envious. It's so near and it's so affordable. I if I could do it once a year, I'll do it once a year. So it's nothing. It's something we can do. But here's the thing. But the last thing, we don't know until how long the roads will be like this because we're already seeing the construction. So to enjoy it the way it is, how long do you think we have, Jazz? How
Well,
many years?
the section that we did, the 12 hours section, half of it will be done probably next 2 3 years. But the,
Mm,
the first half, where all the passes were, they are not going to touch that because there are a lot of
okay.
towns around. So what they're planning to do is they just make a road next to the river. So they will just bypass all the passes and put a road there. So yeah, I mean, hopefully
Mm.
it still has the essence for next 10 15 years.
So I
Okay.
think it's the best you sign up the early as possible.
Yes.
Mhm. And to help our viewers sign up,
We have a
raffle natin
raffle.
yung ating discount.
15% discount for the sign ups. Game?
Sige,
Uy, sama mo ako dyan, Bianca.
Bianca, start
I
na natin
want to
yung
join.
raffle.
Put my name in there.
Nawala si Bianca.
Is Bianca
Oh.
there? I think Bianca fell.
There you go.
Zen! Sino yun?
Wait lang. Siya yung nag-comment na hindi pa niya kaya pumunta kasi wala siyang budget. Eh.
Oh, may 15%. He commented
May
he can't go
15%
because
ka
he doesn't
na.
have the budget.
Oo.
But now
Yeah.
you've got 15% off, ZENT. So hopefully you've got the budget now. How long is this? What's the peak time to go?
For the Himalayan, it's between June and before the end of September. That's the peak time.
Okay, we've still got some time. All right. Is there any other ride coming up?
Yeah, we
There's
have one.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You explain just.
Yeah, so this is in collaboration. Basically, it's organized by OZ Racing, which is a company in Manila, and we are in collaboration with them doing the Kardungla Highway, which is the one I just explained, which will include the Nubra Valley plus the Double Hum Campbell section, and then there's a Pangong Lake. So in terms of ride, it's not as hard as what you did the Zanskar one, but a lot of people want to go to the highest motorable pass, which is Kardungla, and yeah, so this is another 8 days ride. And this will happen between 28th August to 30th of August.
So if there's a free slots pa just, diba? How many slots that needed to fill in?
I'm not very sure, but I think there are four slots available right now. So there's an email, Instagram given under it, so you can probably get in touch with them. Whoever wants to join this ride.
We can post that in the comment section, I guess.
Yes,
So,
the Instagram.
So join the Riding High Kardungla if you want this coming September with OC Racing.
Yun. PM nyo or sa PM kayo dun sa Facebook nyo or sa Instagram, OZ Racing.
Wait, it's August, right?
Lifestyle.
What?
It's August, right?
September.
September.
Oh, it's
September,
August,
August.
20th August.
Ah,
20th
August.
August.
Yeah.
Pardon me. So, let's do the raffle for my t-shirt. It's medium t-shirt, unwashed.
Unwashed.
It's
Amoy.
been the Himalayan.
Oh.
So,
Bianca, take my name out from that, please.
so this is the unluckiest person
Langga talaga
ever.
niya.
Spin that wheel. Tapos si Vince yung nanalo, no?
Si Motobex.
Ano ba yan?
Motobex.
Buong kasha naman. Buong kasha.
Ayaw mo, lagi ako inaakbayan ni Gino, so may pawis din dun si Gino.
Oh my gosh. All right. Last question for Jazz.
Yep.
Paano maging tunay na rider? Or basically, in your words, what is a real rider?
So most of the riders whom I've met, they associate themselves with a specific kind of bike, whether it can be a BMW or it can be a Triumph or anything. But for me, a real rider is a one who can ride any kind of bike. And once given a bike, he should be able to understand the dynamics of it and able to get the best out of the bike. And able to always wear proper gear and always have a respect for every other rider around. So for me, riding is an art. So what you ride, it eventually transcends into the personality that you have. And and it's a way of living as well. So for me, a perfect rider is the one who knows how to manage and his environment around, and the bike, whatever he has, is the best bike as long as he knows how to manage it.
Well said. Ayun. So any last or parting words for our viewers before we wrap up this episode?
Oh, guys, you have to do it once in your life or once a year. You must do the Himalayas once in your life or at least once a year.
Once a
Once a
year.
year.
Once a
Once
year.
a year.
I was saying,
I,
if there was another group leaving the day we were leaving, I would have extended and done it one more time.
wow.
Grabe, ah.
Yeah, I
Stellar
would have just
reviews from Mark.
if there's like a group of seven I could join, I would have extended and rode again. You're
But
there na.
seriously, um, if you will see most of the riders here in Manila has like uh 3 bikes, 4 bikes, or even more, because they have this the gear acquisition syndrome. They buy and buy and buy motorcycles, but you don't ride it. Might as well, instead of buying a bike, buy a tour package in India and have the once in a lifetime experience.
It's about
That's
making
all.
memories, right? It's about
It's
it's about
about the
making
riding.
memories. It's
It's
not
not
about
the bike.
owning.
Not
Agree,
riding, yes.
agree.
All right.
So,
On that note,
kailan tayo?
I'm sure Vince will go again with Vince.
I'm down. I'm down. Tell me
Yeah.
when. But not August.
I actually want to go when it's cold, like October, end of season.
Yeah, you can try October. Actually, it's pretty cold. The only problem is the pass is closed somehow, so we'll be stuck in Leh.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Ah,
Okay, not then. I thought,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, cool.
you see the
All right, my
effect.
internet
Even
sucks. Buck, take us
here
out.
in podcast, this is the effect of the Himalayan. Even here in the podcast, we don't want to go home. Oh. We don't want to end the
Yeah.
session.
It was nice seeing you, Jazz. Good to see you.
You too. You
The
too.
best tour guide.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Okay, see you next week. Next week, sinong guest?
We haven't planned that far out yet for next week, pero we'll be sure to remind
Let's
our
invite Just
followers.
again. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay,
Okay, thank
guys.
you.
Good
See
night.
you.
Thank
Thanks,
you
Jazz.
to
Good
our
night.
sponsors.
Okay.
Parang mali yata yun, yung, ayun.
Uy, ang ganda nung fist handwear. Ginamit ko sa Himalayas yun.
Bye, Vince.
Uy, saan ba bili nitong fist handwear?
Message mo ko. Padadala
Search
kita.
mo. Search mo sa YouTube, sa internet, Jolly
Oo,
Fisting.
fisting.
Feasting ha.
Wait lang, search ko lang ah. Ay, hindi naman to gloves eh.
Okay, thank
Oh,
you,
mata ko!
Podcast Network Asia.
Fisting.
Bye-bye.